So, guys, we are coming down to the last bit of learnings for our decimal section for this part of the syllabus, because we will see decimal again with percentages, but by then you'll have a really good understanding on how to operate on decimals, so it wouldn't be a problem. Percentages is a really, really nice stuff. Everyone say I love math. Say I love decimals. Say it's beautiful. I'm not hearing anyone say this stuff. All right. Well, you know what I say. If you love math, it loves you back. All right. So this is a special case for multiplying and dividing decimals. So prior, we addressed that we multiply decimals by treating them like whole numbers, where we move the decimal places, move it back. And then we also address that when dividing decimal, your divisor has to be a whole number. So you convert it to a whole number, then you move the dividend according to how many times you move the place value of the divisor. If that went over your head, you can check out the videos on how to multiply and how to divide decimals. Now, in this case, there's a special case for multiplying and dividing decimal, and that happens when you're multiplying it exponentially by 10. So if you're multiplying decimal, and if you notice, I says my favorite part of multiplying and dividing decimals. So when multiplying decimals by tens, right? Tens, hundreds, we simply move the decimal to the right according to how many zeros you have in your 10 exponential. So what I mean by that is if you're asked to multiply 123 and 43 hundredths, 123.43 times 100, it's gonna be 12,443. So what you actually do is that here is my decimal, and I'm gonna move that decimal 2 places to the right because it's to the moving hundreds, right? 100 times, I should say, not hundreds, right? So it's times 100, 2 zeros, move right, 1, 2. So bam, bam, boom. So, keeping in the true meaning of multiplication, when you're multiplying a number, it should increase. So obviously having 123.43 times 100, it becomes 12,343. That was what I would really love to see my next check to look like, but it ain't gonna happen anytime soon. All right. So notice the decimals was moved 2 places to the right because of the 2 zeros. So here we go. Here we have another example. We have the same number, but times 1,000. That's what I want my check to look like. Forget that other number up there. So here we go again. I said, if you're multiplying, your numbers should be increasing. So notice that the decimal only had 2 places. Now look, I'm supposed to move 3 places to the right, right? But I only have 2 places to go. So what do I do? Tan, 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 tan. Yes, a 0 was added as a placeholder to cater for the 3 places. So 3 places because of 3 zeros. So whenever you have that missing digit to move your place, just add a 0. Okay, so with these cases, you don't have to go into any type of long multiplication process of 123.43 times 100, and you know how you multiply. Okay, you don't have to do all of that. Just move to the right, move the decimal to the right according to how many zeros. Right now, guess what happens for division? You guess right. So we move to the right for decimal. So for multiplication, we move the decimal point right. For division, we move it to the left, and back to the left. That's my stuff. Yeah. Oh my goodness, please don't tell anyone I was singing Beyonce to the left, even though this is public. All right, whatever. So, that's a great mnemonic to remember when dividing decimal. Just think to the left. We move those decimal places to the left. So again, when dividing exponentially by 10, we simply move the decimal to the left according to how many zeros you have in your 10 exponentials. The process is technically the same as how we did when we converted fractions into decimals. Remember when we had 2 over 10, we moved the decimal. Basically, that's what you did. It was 1, 0, 1 place, right? So I repeated the concept here for factors that are much larger and factors that will represent itself not only as whole numbers or integer form as in the case of fraction, but also in decimal form as well. So for example, if we have 123 and 43 hundredths divided by 100, 123.43. As you say, we're going to go left, which is the opposite for multiplication. We go right. So 2 zeros means 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So now we're left with 1 and 2,343 ten thousandths, or 1.242343. Right? Notice the decimal was moved 2 places left because of the 2 zeros. Also, what I need you to notice is that your number decreased, which is obvious. If you're taking one big whole thing and dividing it up, you get smaller pieces. That's the whole point of division, to get smaller in size. Okay, so here we have the same example, but we're dividing by 1,000. That means 3 zeros, 3 places. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Here we go. Right? So notice the decimal was moved 3 places to the left because of the 3 zeros. Now, let's say we have the same example divided by 10,000. So that's 4 zeros. So guess how many places left we have to go? You guessed it right. 4 places, but here we only have 3 digits. Right? So what are we going to do? Right? So a 0, here we go. We had to add a 0 as a placeholder for the 4th place. You guessed it right. So that was 1. So that here we go. Here's my finger. I put the finger on the phone instead. So here we go. It's 1, 2, 3, and the missing 0, right? See that? Missing 0. Because we would have ended up at 0.123, but it's not 0.123, it's 0.012343. All right, so there you go for dividing decimals. I call it the sweet stuff when it's an exponential of tens. Now, something I want to show you guys, it might present itself as a scientific notation. So you might have 123.43 times 10 to the 3rd power, right? This 3rd power just simply means it's 123.43 times 10 to the 1,000, right? So the power, the number of the power usually indicates how many zeros. That's one way of getting your hint. So this is still 3 places. 1, 2, 3, right? No, I'm sorry. We're not dividing. See, now I was just testing you. See, I went left there. I should have gone right. Very good. 1, 2. And since I don't have an extra digit, I'll have to use 0 as a placeholder. So this would be equal to 123,430. And if I was dividing, if it says 123.43 times, oh, this is tricky. I think it would have to be 10 to the negative 3, which means I'll have to go left, right? 1, 2, 3. So this would be 0.12343. Actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm having a terrible moment here. It's the same thing. It's 123.43. I'm mixing up some concepts of scientific notation. Times 10 cubed, which is the same as saying 123.43. Divided. Sorry, guys. Divided. Oh, I'm getting tired. Divided by 1,000, right? 3 zeros. 3 to the power 3, 3 zeros. So that means go Beyonce, right? I hope she doesn't hear this video and feel too flattered. Maybe I should take it down. Do another version. Drinking that haterade. All right, guys, you know how to find me if you have any further questions.